Hello everybody. So through this session we'll discuss our next story of your supplementary reader movements, that is Withering the Storm in Ersama. Actually this is a real life story of a catastrophe what has taken place in 1999. Actually, in October 1999, a, a super cyclone struck the coastal areas of Orissa. So this is of that only. In the evening of 27th of October 1999, uh, all of a sudden there were a storm, a harsh storm, super cyclone. A wind started blowing at a very great speed of 350 kilometers per hour, and incessant continuous rain also started, and in that flood was there. In the storm, the oldest of the old trees, ancient trees, were uprooted and broken, and houses were washed away in the flood. There were cryings and shoutings of the people, and you can say the cryings of the animals also, because everything was washed away. Thousands of people got killed in that super cyclone which hit the coastal area of Orissa. Hundreds of mothers became childless, and talking about women became widows. Children, hundreds of children became orphaned, and talking about it was a large scale destruction of for life also and property also. However, the story is about a 19-year-old boy Prashant. uh, Prashant had gone to Ersama town, which is 18 kilometers away from his village, to spend a day with his friend only. And in the evening, the storm struck the area. So, talking about Prashant along with his friend and the family members, they all had to take shelter on the roof, because there was water and water everywhere. And even those who were these cemented houses only, those were a little bit stronger, they survived, other than all other houses were washed away. So they had to take shelter on the roof, and for continuously 2 days they were on the roof in the continuous rain, and they were frozen there in that cold. While all this, Prashant was very much disturbed. He was continuously thinking about his family members. He was thinking whether he would be able to see his family members back again, or he had to face the loss of uh, their deaths. Talking about only 7 or 8 years ago, only he had lost his mother also. So after 2 days, when the rain stopped and the water started receding, going down, water level went down, he decided that he will go back to his village Kalikuda, which was 18 kilometers away from Ersama, and that he would find out his family members. So his friends, family member, they asked him not to go, but then he was decided that he would try to find them out. So he took a sturdy, strong stick just to locate the road, because there was water and water everywhere. Road was not visible, land was not visible, and the scene was macabre. It was so, talking about horrifying scene. A brown sheet of water was everywhere as far as the eye could see, and the dead bodies were floating there in the water. Human corpses were floating here and there. Carcasses of animals were floating here and there. And when he started talking about his journey, uh, at many a places he was able to uh, walk. Then at some places the water was till his, talking about neck level. There he has to, talking about, swim also. So at some places he totally lost the road. Then after some distance he found two friends of his uncle, and then they became three, though they were also returning back to their villages. Now they decided that they would go together from there, and on their way they had to push away the dead bodies of men, women, and even children. You can imagine how horrifying the scene would be. Now, and finally, and on the way, whatever villages they crossed, there was not a single house left. All houses were washed away. Even the cemented houses were left, and they were also in very bad condition, broken and fractured totally. Finally they reached Kalikuda, and when Prashant reached Kalikuda, he started crying. Totally he was broken, because when he saw the condition of his village, no house was there left, and even his own house, that was in broken condition. The roof was not there. It was, talking about, washed away. No, nothing was there. So he just gathered him up, and he decided to go to the Red Cross shelter to find out his family members. At the Red Cross shelter, in the crowd, first of all he saw his maternal grandmother, and when his maternal grandmother, she saw him, she rushed to him in joy. There were tears in her eyes. Actually, all the family members, they had given up the idea that they would be able to see him again. They thought that he must have been dead. But then when they found him back, it was kind of a miracle for them. In no time, all the family members gathered and they hugged him. They were crying, all of them. It was a kind of reunion for the family. After that, Prashant, he was just a 19-year-old boy, and talking about, he saw that in that Red Cross shelter there was a large number of 2500 people in that shelter. 96, all the 96 houses in that village of Kalikuda, all were washed away, and almost 85 to 86, 82, 85 to 90 people were lost. Means they were washed away. Now whether they were alive or not, nothing was known. So talking about, he decided that he would, talking about, take out the people from that grief, and he decided to be the leader of that, be the leader of his village. See, so he organized a group of youth and elders, and pressurized the village merchants to give them rice, and definitely for free. They did not have anything left, and merchant was not ready to give rice for free. But then they persuaded him, and the whole group went, and finally, after 4 or 5 days, the shelter had a real meal. Till then they were surviving on raw coconut, green coconut only. And after that they collected, talking about, wood and for making fire, and finally after 4 or 5 days the whole shelter had, talking about, real food, and nobody bothered that maximum of the rice that was rotten. Even they all had in that condition. You can imagine how difficult time it was for the people of Orissa. Now next task for Prashant was to clean the shelter from the, uh, talking about, filth, urine, and dead bodies and carcasses, and to tend to the wounds of uh, injured people, and to do medication to the ill people, because in that environment many of were injured, and talking about some, because of, talking about, the foul smell, and diseases used to spread in such times, many were ill. So they organized, Prashant, under the leadership of Prashant, organized a group, and they cleaned the whole entire shelter, and they provided medical facilities with the help of government to the entire shelter. Talking about, in the beginning, The helicopters, with the help of helicopters, government provided food also, but then it did not return back. So the Prashant and his youth group, they collected all the utensils, and young children, small children were made to lie on the ground and put the utensils on their bellies. It was a kind of a message to the these rescue operation helicopters, just to communicate with them that they wanted food. And thankfully that message was got by them. And after that, regularly the helicopter used to take the round of this Red Cross shelter, and regularly the food and the medical facilities were dropped down from the helicopter to them. Next problem for Prashant was that he saw that in the group many of the children were there, those who have become totally orphan. They had neither father nor mother, no family member was left there. So it was, he decided, he deputed few women group was made, who will talking about, who would take care of those children who were familyless, those who were fatherless or motherless children, orphan children. Apart from that, he found that many of the ladies, many of the women were have become widows also. And he started, and he motivated them to work for NGO. And the NGO was working for food for work program, so he asked them to work for that. Apart from that, other children also, because everybody was in that grief, so he organized sports meet for them. So apart from, you can see that imagine Prashant, just a boy of 19-year-old, he did not think about his own problems, he did not think about his own injuries or his own wounds, but talking about, he was thinking about his own people. In the same way, the people of the community also, they, everybody was behaving like a family member. That time, the people of the Kalikuda, people of that community, everybody, I'm talking, all of them were behaving as if they were members of a big joint family. Everybody was ready to give service to other, everybody was ready to help other, like a brother, like a father, like a mother. There was nothing like that, that we were a separate family. Everybody in that shelter, they worked jointly like a family member. So everybody helped each other. Apart from that, if we talk about government had decided to open separate institutions for orphans, and likewise institutions for widows also. But Prashant and his youth group, they denied the idea. They thought that in such institutions, the children used to grow up without love and care. And on the other hand, women also in such groups, they used to be they used to get target of stigma and loneliness, because there used to be totally women and women only, and those who are also, those who are without any families. So they came with a new idea of foster families. Foster family was such an idea where women, those who have lost their husbands or children, they should adopt the children, those who have lost in the super cyclone their mothers or their families. So uniting the orphans with the widows, so such families, foster families were made. And in that way new foster families were made, and that was the solution from this youth, Prashant and his youth. So in all, we saw that Prashant, along with his youth, they worked very well. And definitely in such calamities, only youth can work very well, because talking about youth is the period where humans used to be in their strongest, mind wise also and bodily also, strength wise also. Talking about where children and old people used to get afraid also, they get shattered also. Youth used to work with full zeal and strength, and they can become strength also. Definitely whenever such types of calamities struck any area, youth used to prove themselves better. So thank you, this is all about the chapter.